Hello, Virgo. Welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. All right, Virgo. Oh my goodness, what the heck? I thought there was a piece of hair on there. It was just stuck to me. All right, Virgo. So welcome. We have the Three of Discs today. And I say we because I am also a Virgo. So you know I'm going to get real deep into this reading because it's also for me. But yeah, we have the Three of Discs, which you can see up here. This is an energy of Earth, deep Earth, right? We have that disc or pentacle, whatever you like to call it, the coins. It is related to, it is consisting of that very earthy energy, which is what us Virgos are all about, right? We are the earth mamas and papas of this world. So when we get a disc, it's like, yep, right up my alley. And with work. Yeah, so one thing you can never say about a Virgo is that we don't work hard, that we're lazy. We don't work. We don't do this. We don't do that. We, only kind of halfway show up. Then you're not dealing with a Virgo because we live for work. And I don't just mean your career or your job or, those things, although that's part of it, right? We like to stay busy. Projects, hobbies, relationships, building out our world, deconstructing our world, rebuilding our world, right? We're really good at gathering. We're really good at building a system. We're really good at building, our domestic life up. We're really good at building our careers up. We're really good at our creativity and hopefully, financially as well, right? And I don't just mean like stacking money, although of course that's an ideal. But usually Virgos are pretty good at not just, wasting away all their monies. So hopefully in this alignment that we have going on here, this is one of growth, right? Okay, let's go ahead. We're going to turn this thing. We have some escaped tea leaves here. I want to take a look before we knock. This one almost looks like it is winking. It looks like a little face. There's a winky face or eye on this side. And then over here, it looks like we have maybe like a exclamation mark. Exciting. I feel like the universe is being a little flirtatious, to be honest. It seems like it. It's like, hello, welcome, come on in. All right, here we go. Oh, and look at that. We have a beautiful butterfly, and we'll get over to the plate part towards the end. But the butterfly, absolutely a wonderful symbol. Metamorphosis, growth, self-evolution. A movement into deeper wisdom. All right, let's go ahead. We're going to take a look here. And I want to say thank you so much for deciding to click on this reading and taking a chance. Maybe you've seen tea leaf reading before. Maybe you haven't. Maybe you thought, what the heck is that? And if that is the case, I thank you so much for being brave and just checking it out. So it looks like we have the name, it looks like Eric to me. E-R, somewhere there would be an I in there, and C. And thisisula looks like. Honestly, it looks like it says T, and that's an H, and C. I don't know. And I'll just say, here's my little disclaimer. What is medicine for one person might be poison or something, something that is detrimental to another. I don't take a stance either way, especially for something like this. A lot of you maybe know I am in recovery. In the last while, it has been more of like a California kind of recovery system that we're doing over here. But I don't like to take, I don't like to promote anything or disparage it if I can help it, right? So I don't know what that is. So a lot of these symbols, they come up, especially the letters. The letters, they come up and it's like, you have to make the connection. Okay, so am I good at dancing around things? Okay. Oh, look at that face we have right there. Look at that one. Okay, so we have, it looks feminine to me. We have the eyes, the nose, the mouth, and this would be the hair up here. Okay, so here's the whole face. But if you turn it, it looks like we have kind of this little devil, eyes, mouth, and then the horns, okay? Which is also the eye, okay? It would be the right eye, if you turn, the right eye. So to me, it almost kind of feels like an older sister maybe, or like a younger mother. Maybe you grew up with a younger mother. Somebody who was older for sure. And I feel like is in a position, as I'm looking at this kind of resonance of memory, it looks like in a position of, some kind of authority, or at least perceived authority over you. I feel like this is a person who cycled rapidly through their moods, very mercurial, very quick to anger, to lashing out, degrading, that kind of thing. And I think for you, there is a sense of, even now, like loving at an arm's length, right? Because you have so much love. And I think as you've gotten older, you've found places to put that. I wouldn't be surprised if you're a person that has a deep connection to like a companion animal. If you have like animals, or maybe it's some other kind of, like you collect plant, you grow plants or terrariums, or, you're like into fossil hunting. I don't know, something. You're just really into video gaming. I don't know. But something that feels like love, like friendship, like a union of sorts. Now, with the animals, I want to be careful here. I'm not saying like, you want to marry your dog or whatever. But I understand. I understand with the people we're dealing with out here. I at this point get it, right? But I feel like for you, this kind of love, this companionship is so much more fulfilling than chasing around romance, trying to get deeper with somebody who, you just continually find that it's like you're peeling back the layers and you think, oh, okay, we're getting to this deeper, authentic connection. And yet it feels like every time you get through a layer of stuff, you're just hitting a wall. There's just another locked door. I feel like, part of that maybe is the anxiousness of growing up around somebody who is so volatile. And then having to put so much emotional, psychic, and mental energy into the gymnastics of not only falling in love, like finding somebody falling in love, but also then maintaining the relationship through, the ordeals of life. And that's not always easy, right? We constantly are completely just an onslaught of this idea that a long enduring love or relationship, and that's the thing, it's not always about the love, it's like how long can you hang in there, right? And I am somebody, I will admit that I do believe in trying to work through things as much as you can, right? And not giving up too easily, but I'm also not naive to the world and its nuance, right? Everybody has different things going on, different kinds of configurations of relationships and, whatever. So I definitely feel like for you, it's hard to be vulnerable and also have to dig into somebody to get to know them. On the other hand, for us Virgos, we'd like an open book. Of course we do. We like somebody who is, forthcoming and willing to share about themselves and all this. But I don't know what it is about us. If you're too open, it's almost too much. Not too much. It's not too much. It's not a mystery. And we like a mystery, don't we? So I feel like you're finding, your balance in life right now, or even just, coming into a space of contemplation about this particular thing in your world, which is, it is love. Love. Not just romantic love, all the kinds of love, family, our beloved passions in life, right? Friends and so on and so on. So I think that it really feels like such a monumental time for all of us, not just us Virgos, because we are living in a world that, well, let's just face it, it feels pretty scary at times, right? And even though we are the bravest and smartest and rightest of them all, us Virgos, we're still not immune to the influence of the greater whole, but also the many other influences, the stars, the celestial bodies, our own histories, our own physical forms, and if you're like myself, I'm starting to look at I'm trying to think of like a nice way to say it, but the light at the end of the tunnel. I'm coming up on that perimenopause, baby. That's coming right up. And I can feel the changes within me. So you think about all these layers that we got going on, and I feel like for you are coming to this realization that it's okay to have, some of these things that happened as a kid, to be around people that maybe made you feel uncertain, unsafe, not able to trust somebody or their moods. And that affected the way that you live. And of course it would. But I feel like you are done lamenting. You're done looking at the stuff and thinking, okay, you know, this affected me. I'm always going to have this issue. Um, I just have to kind of get used to it. Now that I'm aware of it, I see the patterns and all this. I don't think so. I think that, for you, it is. It's more of like okay, this happened. It's affected me. And so now what's next? What's next for me? So I also see here we have multiple people. We have a person standing here. We have a person standing here. Arms raised. You can see the arm raised up. Now over here, we have, it looks like the ram. So we have this Aries energy. We have the number 47. And up here, we have the number 624. 624. Okay. And I also believe when we see this person reaching up towards the 2. So I do believe that this is a time that really is about decision making. Okay. I feel that there is like a shift towards groupthink a little bit. Now, do you know what groupthink is? Maybe not. It is kind of like we get into, it's like mob mentality. That's part of it, right? But it is when you get into a group and you begin to just kind of all go along with each other. Now, of course, there's somebody who has to be introducing the ideas or, like kind of birthing these thought forms into the collective and that kind of thing. But I do feel like in this next period of time, it will be that you are very aligned with those who are close to you in your life. And I feel like there's a common, like a worry, something happening, arising in your life that you're all kind of focused on, right? Now, maybe this is the health of a family member. Maybe this is, I don't feel like it's about like your direct household. I don't feel like this is financial, but I do feel like in the greater collective of your life, like extended family maybe, like maybe siblings, family, kids. Maybe like if you have like one of your kids are married, one of your children-in-law's family, kind of detached a little bit, but still something that will rally you all together. And I think that there's going to be some serious decisions that need to be made. But I feel like even with all of that, it seems like this reminds you that when you have something that comes up, you are really so good at locking in and figuring it out. Like, I feel like Virgos are some of the best people for like things like being a first responder. And that's because I think a lot of times, we can be very emotional and mercurial, right? Kind of moody, up and down, back and forth, very critical at times, and just generally kind of bringing the chaos a little bit. But when you put us in a situation where there's something important to be done, there is like an acute situation that arises, some kind of, whatever it is, right? First responders are people who, if you don't know, I guess I just use this terminology thinking, everybody lives in America and knows. But these are like our firefighters, the paramedics, the police, that kind of thing. So the first people to show up at some kind of, accident or weather event or, whatever it is. And so when we get into that place, we are all stars, really good at managing through that eye of the storm, right? We're really, really good at that. But, it takes its wear on us. We're really just very, we're good at, I'm trying to think of how to say it. We're good at the sprint, right? We put so much into it. Where we have to work is the long term, the consistency, I think. But I'm looking at this and I'm feeling like, even though, right, here's the other part of us, we think that we can do all the things by ourselves. I rather, make 50 trips from the car and back with groceries than ask for help. Why? Because I'm a Virgo. No, I don't know. But I think it is kind of a Virgo trait. We just love to be the ones to carry the universe on our back. And believe me, we will let you know. I'm not shy about letting you know about all the chores and tasks and all that I did today, because you know what? I do deserve some worship for it, right? And I feel like as a Virgo, I hope that you are nodding your head yes, okay? But I feel like here, you're realizing in this particular situation, having people around you that are also focused on the same thing as you is keeping you in the game. You are ultra focused, okay? And maybe that's a little bit of our competitive nature. Maybe it is just having people that know what we're going through. They understand what's happening. And we have somebody to be in there with us, right? To have the same experience to some degree anyways. So we have repeating threes. We have 3, 3, 3. And here's the thing, is that I feel like you are meeting somebody new. We have 2 people up here. Strangely, I think that out of nowhere, you are meeting a new friend. And I think that it is somebody who, and this looks like Peppa, kind of. It's like the nose and the eyes and the little, a really, Peppa great grandma. Peppa Pig is what I'm talking about. But yeah, I feel like there is this feeling of, I don't need any more friends. As soon as I said that, I know that you thought I don't want anybody else in my life. I'm good, Lenor, I'm good. But you are. There's somebody that you're going to meet. And now I wonder if this is a work friend or somebody at something that you volunteer at, or you a hobby maybe that you're involved in, the community surrounding it or something like this. I feel like there is some kind of maybe professional capacity here, or there's just that layer of extra manners. That's what I'm feeling, right? And so that tells me that this is not a social place. You're not, at a party meeting this person. I think that this is somebody that they're doing their job, and maybe, I don't know, maybe it's somebody, maybe it's somebody that works at a place that you go to a lot. I just feel like there's a lot of reason for you to bump into each other, right? And it does almost feel like one of you is working and one of you isn't. So there's like this almost kind of like, is this weird? I'm like a customer, you know, but there's a friendship brewing, right? And I feel like at some point here pretty soon, you're going to take it to the next step of friendship outside of the context that you met them in. Okay. So if it is somebody you work with, then it will be kind of like, oh, hey, let's, you know, add each other on the social medias or, you know, something like that. Now, we have that butterfly. We also have a repeating capital A. We have one here. Let's see if we can see it. One there. Okay, there's the A. Now, over here, we also have a capital A. So there's somebody with an A name. And I'm wondering if, because I saw yeah, we have the A. We also have, it looks like an X. And then over here, there was one that looked like an X too. Right here. Wow, look at it like this. X. Okay, so I'm wondering if this is like maybe somebody named Alex or Alexander, same name, right? Alexandria, or you know what I'm saying, something along those lines. We also have the number 675, which is 675, and we have the hummingbird. And dance. Ecstatic dance. That's the feeling I get. And the number 7 coming together. So I do feel as you work into this cycle, your luck is really going to be on point. I mean, you're going to feel it. You'll feel the luck kind of coming into your life. You'll notice things aligning in your favor pretty quickly. There's going to be a lot of juggling of things coming up here for, a couple months at least. I feel like you're just going to be really busy. And that's not a bad thing. I think that for you, for us as Virgos, we do our best work when we are at least in a routine, right? We need to be in some kind of system that we can anticipate what is going to be going on throughout our day, but also proactive. And I think that's the big thing. You know, we tend to be, like I said, kind of mercurial people, and we go from really being into something to not really caring about it too much. And that could be within a few days, right? And so I do feel like this is a time where you might have to, in moments, really hold yourself to finishing something or staying the course, right? And it's funny because I was talking to my daughter about this last night. We're all reading some book, you know, some little chapter book about spiders, snow spiders, and it's kind of scary. It's like Goosebumps type of deal. And she last night didn't want to read that book anymore. She said, "Oh, it's getting boring. I don't want to read it." Well, we had a long discussion about how sometimes, yeah, books get boring. And sometimes, yeah, you just find out that a book kind of sucks. And usually I would say, yeah, just put it down. If you're not getting anything from it, if it's not, you know, in some way, even if it is the challenge of getting through it, if you don't feel like it's adding to you or your life, you know, your time, then yeah, you know, give it up, whatever. But my daughter's 4, almost 5, and I'm trying to teach her how to have some resolve, right? More than I have. And so, you know, we're going to read the book and we're going to read it till the end. Thankfully, it's not very long, but, you know. So I feel like this really is kind of the same energy for us, is reminding ourselves that, yeah, sometimes we need to exercise that little bit of, okay, Virgo, snap out of it, get in the game, bright eyes, everything, within view. Let's get as clear-minded as we can, grounded, centered, gratitude, thankful, affirmations, self-love, taking care of ourselves, all these things that we need to do to kind of align into this forward motion. And I think that, that's super important. And I feel like we're really good at getting back into that place, right? We might slip away from it sometimes, but I think this is kind of the reminder. All right, let's see. We have, for our first lucky number, 73. 73. We have 45, 73, 45, and 48. 48. All right. Let's see. What else do we have? The Wild Bohemian Affirmation cards. And I'm going to go ahead and just stop where it feels right. Okay. 29. I am seer. You know how to clear and renew. Art and creativity are your magnificent tools. All right, Virgo. One more. Let's do our Dreamers deck. And I'll stop where it feels right. I know that life is only limited by my imagination. I am dreaming bigger. I am dreaming bigger. All right. Well, Virgo, I love you, I love you, I love you, and I thank you so much for spending this time with me. It's always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. And if you want to like, subscribe, or leave a comment, I'd love to hear from you. I want to hear all about what you're planning for your birthday. I know, it's a few months away, a couple months away. But I already know you're planning. I know I am. I don't know for sure what I want to do, but it's so hot our time of year, unless you're in the southern hemisphere, of course. But it's really hot, so it almost always involves some kind of swimming for me anyways. So I don't know. Let me know. Put it in the comments. I want to hear, what are my fellow Virgos planning on doing for their birthday? All right. Other than that, yeah, I think we're done. All right, Virgo, I love you. Take care of yourself. Enjoy the beautiful days ahead. Good night.